If you're a small business owner here in the Monterey Bay or the San Francisco Bay Area, you're in the right place. Right now, there are immense issues that we're all trying to figure out, and marketing is not one of those. But this is also a very critical time for small business owners throughout our region, because right now could very well determine whether doors are closed, deeper debt is racked up for your business and personally. So my mission, the small business love that is coursing through my veins, tells me over and over again to continue to provide you guys resources that will help you get out of this, survive, and come back even stronger. So the mission of this episode is to really reinvigorate that fire, that passion that may have dissipated over the last few weeks or few months. So get ready. We're in Monterey Peninsula today. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Bryce, marketing strategist and small business advocate for the Northern California small business community. So right now, on my way to see Jeff White. He is the general manager of KRML FM 94.7, and they are one of the last community radio stations around. And he is super tapped into the local business community, and we want to make sure to talk with him. He's our go-to guy. So get ready, let's go talk.
Well, it is interesting these days because, like the businesses we work with, we're a small, locally owned, standalone business. And I think through this pandemic, we've seen how hard that's been on the smaller end of businesses. A lot of the bigger ones are able to absorb it. But if you're like us, it's a time to really think out of the box and think non-traditional revenue streams and approaches. And as hard as this is for everybody, we're all enduring this together, it's also an opportunity to seize market shares that weren't available before. And that's mainly because people are looking for true information right now. They want to know what is out there, what's open, what are the rules. And we all know the rules are changing every day as far as, can you go to a restaurant? Can you go to a tasting room? Can you see someone? Can you do this? What about daycare? There's a ton of questions right now and a lot of uncertainties. And people are migrating to places that they can find relevant local information. I can think of, Cali Roots. Love that festival that typically happens here in Monterey on Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, festivals are not a thing right now. Live music is not a thing. They have been really great in how they've pivoted towards exclusive content virtual. We're seeing artists that are really trying to take advantage of that because you can't tour anymore. We're seeing festivals that are having delay or cancel. They've done a great job of being relevant, and that's with everything from giving people information on what's actually happening with the festival, what's happening with their artists. Even things like the Black Lives Matter movement, they've been in touch with that. So it's been a pleasure working with them on those messages. And we've seen some other businesses too. We were talking about a Humble Sea and Alvarado Street Brewery, how they realized, okay, people still want beer, but people might not be able to go to the restaurant right now. Well, that's okay. Let's set up these different ways that they can conveniently do it from their phone, their laptop, have it delivered to them, have a quick drop-off spot for it. Those are things that might have not been a part of their revenue stream beforehand, or at least not the percentage. Now they are, and it's going to be interesting as we do endure this and as we get through it, how many of these modifications are just going to be part of business moving forward. And I think the businesses that are adapting them now and trying new things are the ones that are going to be able to get ahead and seize some of those market shares like we were talking about. The time was months ago. This is not a time to be a dinosaur. This is a time to evolve. I think one of the most toxic mindsets that you can possibly have these days is we don't do that because we've never done that. If you stick to that, you will be left behind. And that's a sad fact because we're seeing some of the most beloved local businesses not adapt or not be geared to adapt and they're suffering for it, and many of them aren't going to make it. So I think now's the time to just throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. Think about what's the most convenient and safe for people that are buying whatever you're selling. That applies to everything from radio like us, to restaurants, to service industry. What's going to make people comfortable and what's going to make it the easiest?
Okay, we are now in Pacific Grove, and we're going to take a cue from Jeff, who we just got to meet. And really, this is your chance to evolve and join this small business evolution. So take a peek. We're going to show you the trailer to our short motivational film, which is meant to really stoke that motivational entrepreneurial fire for you as a small business owner. So take a peek. Small business owner life is not easy. It's a roller coaster, to say the least. It can be lonely, it can be challenging to get that motivation going each and every day. But I'm here with the Monterey Bay behind me to tell you that you're not in this alone. As Northern California's small business advocate and marketing strategist, I'm here in San Francisco's Ferry Building, surrounded by Northern California small businesses, to get you fired up, to get you pumped up every day, each and every day, because every day is game day, and to go big with your business. And I want to make sure that you evolve. Your livelihood depends on adapting to everything around you. Right now, it's one-day shipping, e-commerce, video, all those different things that go along with just amazing, stellar customer experience are by default what you have to do. Not to mention that people's inboxes are overloaded and they don't like to read, they just want to watch video. Even if you're successful as is, I challenge you to evolve and not do what you've always done. Depending on your industry, you may have to expedite this process here in 2020. So this means learning new skills, experimenting, and maybe doing something completely new to stay relevant. Now is the time to shoot your first video. Start using Facebook and Instagram stories. Use LinkedIn regularly. Create a marketing plan. Refresh your brand. Create a curbside pickup program, or maybe get on the radar of the next generation of customers coming your way. Ultimately, it's time to adapt and evolve and match up to what your target customers want and need, and be where they are 24/7. As part of the show, I always like to have a marketing tactic. And quite simply, today's is summed up in one word, and that's authenticity. No matter how you communicate, written word, verbal, how you answer the phone, the videos that you upload and post to social media, any of that, authenticity, that's the word. That's what I want you to remember. Because if you can convey to your customers and potential customers what you're doing for the greater good, for the community, how they benefit from your products, how legitimately and authentically your products are sourced and created, the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into that process. Like, they want transparency, they want authenticity. So take that to heart and put that into everything that you are putting out to the world. Okay, so we thought it would be really cool to put together a quick reel of some of the rockstar business owners that we've interviewed over the years. Their words of wisdom are timeless, so take a peek.
We love the saying, move fast and break things. We just decided, instead of, be fully calculated out and know 100% exactly what we're doing, it's better just to pivot as soon as possible so that we can learn as quickly as possible, because we all know that the first solution is not going to be our final solution. So you might as well get to that first solution fast.
Number two is that social media is about what people want to get from you as opposed to what you want to give to them. So you may want them to buy your service, buy your product, buy your book, listen to your podcast, but that's what you want. That's not necessarily what they want. And so you have to put your mindset in the place where, what do my customers and prospective customers want? That's what I'll provide.
Well, to be innovative, you don't necessarily need to think totally outside of the box. In fact, you can just look towards tradition and find certain things that have fallen out of favor that you can bring back and put your own spin on.
One of our biggest tips I can give anybody is systems, and create systems that can make it so your business runs when you're not around. And not only that, but if you are around, you have tiered systems happening for quality control, making sure that your product and service is always being delivered the same every single time.
We don't forget customer experience. So we have our long-range strategy for how things should be developed and presented at Bad Animal. But at the end of the day, nothing is more helpful than a positive customer experience, and nothing is more catastrophic than a negative one. Because we're a niche business, we're already dealing with a very small demographic inside of a very small town. Yeah. So if we do have negative feedback, it can pollute our customer base in a pretty wild way. And in the same way, if people come in and they hear about the shop and they have a really positive experience, then all of a sudden that word of mouth spreads, and we've got a tremendous marketing asset.
So having a cash flow template that you use to manage your cash through this time for the entire year, but particularly through these times when tourists are showing up, and now in this case may not be showing up, is actually critical to you being successful. As the saying goes, when you're out of cash, you're out of business, so don't let it happen to you. Make sure you manage your cash so you have it when you need it.
So as a business owner, if you're trying to navigate the financial side of running your business, 2 resources for you. One is there's a YouTuber called JJ the CPA. You got to watch this guy. He is just spot on, and he publishes videos like the second news breaks. But the cool thing is we have a local version of him. His name is Larry Hebert, and we always have him on the show. So below this video, you're going to find a link to JJ the CPA, but you're also going to find a link to Larry Hebert, the playlist of all the videos that I've done with him. So be sure to check that out to get the financial side of your business just rocking. All right, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you got some value out of it. If you did, be sure to subscribe, tap the bell if you're on YouTube, share it, like it, tell the world. Make sure to tell your friends that are also small business owners so they don't miss out. But I also want to thank our presenting sponsor, your local SBDC. Small Business Development Centers all around Northern California are there to give you free, in-depth business advice. So check them out. Lastly, be sure to check out bryceroot.com. Free resources, all sorts of vlogs, podcasts, we do it all, just so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So hopefully you got some motivation out of this episode. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.